Hello and welcome back once again to the Wrestling Rant. Today we have a first on the show. See, I'm recording this Wednesday night, and those things just blew up for some reason. I have no idea why. Anyways, it is Wednesday night. Wednesday, September 4th is what it is. I have spoilers for SmackDown, which is 2 nights from now. So, yeah, like I said, first for the show. Which means I'm probably not even going to bother watching SmackDown on Friday or any other time. And actually, after taking my notes, I found spoilers. This page on Facebook I follow, they were kind enough to post them. Yeah. After the ending to SmackDown, believe me when I say this, you're not going to be surprised by it. Once again, it's the same shit that they've done the last 4 or 5 shows in a row. It's ridiculous. Let's just dive right in. The show starts. They probably played the intro video. I'm not sure. The notes or the spoilers that I saw didn't mention that, but it probably did. But the show starts. Triple H, Vicky Guerrero, and Brad Maddox all in the ring. Oh yes, and once again, this is SmackDown from September 6th, 2013, or it will be the 6th. And it took place from Minneapolis, Minnesota, in the Target Center. But anyways, Triple H, Vicky, and Brad all in the ring, and the Shield members standing guard at the bottom of the ramp. And also, the entire roster is on the stage. And apparently what this equates out to is this is supposed to be like a town hall meeting for everyone to air all their grievances. Triple H starts talking, and he talks about firing Cody Rhodes and what's best for business. Yes, the spoilers I found were a little bit detailed on what he said. Anyways, at first nobody really wants to say anything because obviously everybody who said anything negative about Triple H's new regime has been met with getting their ass kicked. But finally what happens is Damien Sandow steps forward and he says, you know what? I support you firing Cody Rhodes. Of course he would. I support it too, because honestly, I didn't think Cody was all that great, but I know he's coming back, so it really doesn't mean anything in the long run. They gave him a goddamn vacation so he could go off and get married and have a nice honeymoon. Good for him. Good for you now. Good for everybody. We don't have to look at you. Sorry, but I don't really like Cody Rhodes. Anyways, after Damien says that he supports Cody being fired, Triple H says that Cody fired Cody. So we're going to try and rehash, the Brett screwed Brett thing. Fucking morons. Finally, Kofi Kingston speaks up and he says that everyone is afraid. And that's not best for business. Triple H says all the wrestlers' egos are out of control, and that's why Daniel Bryan isn't out there right now. So apparently he's the only one who's not there. Heath Slater speaks up and he tries to talk, but Triple H cuts him off and starts cracking jokes at him. RVD speaks up and says that Cody's firing wasn't cool, in typical RVD fashion. Ryback says he doesn't like being called a bully. And I have to roll my eyes. If you don't like being called a bully, Ryback, maybe you should stop acting like one. Cornering a dude in the shower. It's kind of being a bully, Making him, dump water into his own bag. Not only is that a bully, that's just a dick move, man. Come on. Anyways, after this, Triple H announces we're going to have Ryback versus Dolph Ziggler, Kofi Kingston versus Curtis Axel, of course, non-title. And RVD versus Randy Orton. All those matches are going to be coming up later on tonight. Not only that, but Daniel Bryan gets to pick a member of the Shield to fight in the main event. Triple H gives Randy Orton another big grand introduction, and Randy comes out. And we're going to go ahead and start right off the bat with the RVD versus Randy Orton match. Since I haven't actually seen the match, I can't comment on whether or not it was good or bad. With the two of these guys, I would err on the side of it at least being decent. They weren't specific on the finish of the match, although I'm going to assume Randy hit the RKO and won. I know Randy won. So I'm going to assume he hit the RKO and won. Whatever. After the match, Del Rio comes out and he beats up RVD. Whoop-de-doo. Okay. Ryback comes out and Ziggler comes out and Dean Ambrose comes out and he gets on commentary. Looks like they're trying to build to something between Ambrose and Ziggler. Perhaps they're going to have Ziggler try and fight Ambrose for the U.S. title at the next pay-per-view, although that honestly seems like kind of a downgrade for Ziggler. You have this guy who was World Heavyweight Champion not too long ago, and now you have him slumming it going for the U.S. title. I mean, don't get me wrong, the fact that Ambrose has held the title as long as he has brings a little bit more credibility back to that belt, but still, it still doesn't have enough credibility to be anywhere near worthy enough for someone like Ziggler to be going after it. Anyways, Ryback versus Dolph Ziggler. The match starts. Ryback wins, and once again, since I didn't see the match, I can't comment on how good it is. But what happens is Ambrose attacks Ziggler, and I'm going to guess the referee was distracted because Ryback wasn't DQ'd. So I'm going to guess, like I said, the referee was distracted. He didn't see Ambrose attacking Ziggler. And I'm going to have to guess that Ryback hit the shell shock on Ziggler and got the win. But Ryback ends up winning. Whatever. Kofi comes out and Curtis Axel comes out with Paul Heyman. And they start their match. Again, I'll err on the side of a decent match here. Kofi hits the SOS and gets the win. So yeah, our Intercontinental Champion, who is supposed to be fighting CM Punk, one of the biggest stars in the company, he loses to Kofi Kingston. Yeah, way to build up your guy to make him seem credible. Punk is going to beat the shit out of him at the pay-per-view. Oh yeah, he is. Anyways. Backstage, Renee Young is interviewing Paul Heyman. Oh, and also, I didn't get any of the commercial breaks, so I have no idea where those are. I probably don't need to worry about those anyways. But anyways, Renee Young is backstage with Paul Heyman, and they're talking about CM Punk. It's like an interview segment. Whatever. Naomi comes out with Cameron, and Brie comes out with Nikki and Eva Marie. It's time for another Divas match. Fortunately, we get saved from most of the painfulness because there's no actual winner, because AJ brings out some of the other Divas to face off with the Total Divas. So instead of a match, we just get a big, huge pull-apart brawl. Who gives a fuck? The Real Americans, Swagger and Cesaro, come out with Coulter, and that happens as a Los Matadores vignette airs once again. And then the Usos come out. So we have the Real Americans versus Usos. Don't know how this match ended. Who gives a shit, honestly? The Real Americans won. So there you go. Apparently, Triple H is forcing the Big Show to face 3MB in a handicap match. This match starts. It's a squash. Big Show wins by KO punching Heath Slater. And Show gets the win. And Slater has to be helped to the back by some referees. The Shield comes out after that, and then Daniel Bryan comes out, and Bryan has picked Seth Rollins to fight in the match. So we have Rollins versus Bryan, which the report said was a good match. The finish of the match, apparently, is Bryan has to fight off Ambrose and Reigns, and he's able to hit that big supercharging knee to the face, knock your fucking teeth out thing. He hits that on Rollins, and he gets the win. But after the match, Bryan is celebrating. Out comes Randy Orton. He interrupts the celebration and attacks Daniel Bryan. Lays him out, I'm guessing with an RKO. And just like always, Randy stands over Daniel Bryan with the WWE title belt. And that's the end of the show. So once again, SmackDown ends just the same way Raw has ended and SmackDown has ended for the last couple of weeks. I will actually be happy to not have to watch this crap on Friday. So, yeah, that was SmackDown. I can't wait to not watch it on Friday. I'll be doing some other shit. But that was SmackDown. I don't really know what else to say. These were spoilers, so I can't really comment much on the matches. Ridiculous bullshit. Anyways, that was SmackDown. See you next Monday for Raw.